So literally in my last video I said, if you watch this channel, you know I don't really give a shit about MMOs. Oh, that's it, that's the flashback, you can cut back now. And now I'm here talking about an MMO. But this one is different. It's a cozy and wholesome blend of Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, Breath of the Wild, The Sims, and Minecraft. And I mean, come on, you've gotta admit that's a hell of a combo. In this video, you'll learn all you need to know about Palia. When I see a game and immediately know that I have to talk about it on the channel, I know it's a special project. When I don't have to do any mental gymnastics to figure out how to package this thing up so my monkey brain audience eats it up, it means the game speaks for itself, and all I need to do is present it to you. You come here to be put on to cool games, and I exist to please you. Palia has lots of potential, and I love covering games with lots of potential. Why? I'm not sure, honestly. It's probably because potential leaves a lot of room for your imagination to fill the gaps. When you think about it, most games, out of all the games being made, fall through on expectations and promises. I don't know of a perfect game that meets all of my standards, so maybe it's just more fun to imagine the possibilities in hopes one of these projects comes close one day. Palia so far ticks all the boxes of a game that could turn out really cool and really special. So what is it? Ha ha ha. Not so fast, boy. First I gotta tell you about today's sponsor, me. I made a Patreon. You'll get exclusive videos on there, longer form let's play type videos, random commentary, maybe some IRL stuff as well, basically whatever I think sounds like a fun idea. There's even a tier that gets you these cool shirts designed by me, and the best perk is that I won't completely abandon the Patreon and stop posting after a couple months. You know how YouTubers say this is of course optional, just if you want to support the channel some more than you already do by watching? Well, my Patreon is mandatory. No, I will not explain further. Thank you.
This guy takes forever to get to the point. Wow.
Shut up, here's your point. Palia is an MMO, but unlike most you've seen before, the main core mission of this game is to provide the players with a safe, relaxed, and cozy community experience. And I mean main core mission. They really emphasize the chill and collaborative nature of the game whenever they talk about it. It's a community simulation game that aims to allow people to help each other and work together and eliminate the ability to hurt each other's progress or have any negative impact on other players. When I stop and think about it, I'm kind of confused as to why we don't have more of this type of game already. MMOs have been around for so long and no one's thought to give people the ability to just live a casual farm life with each other. No one's ever, in the past 2 decades, stopped and said, maybe we don't need orcs in our game. Maybe our players shouldn't have to do 12-hour dungeon raids with sweaty griefers. I obviously haven't played any MMOs, so I don't really know what the fuck I'm talking about, but from my perspective, this amazing community experience that so many MMO players had, these long-lasting friendships they built, memories they created, these always felt gated off behind all of the complicated, ultra-competitive and grindy gameplay that just wasn't ever my cup of tea. Palia seems like a game that could finally give us a place to socialize and chill together, but without fucking battle axe wielding orcs yelling in my ear. It could bridge that gap between strong community elements and welcoming, approachable gameplay. I think the 2020 situation kind of brought upon this need for some sort of community simulation hub to almost replace real-life gatherings because, reminder, we are inevitably marching faster and faster towards a dystopian society in which we become one with
technology and replace all of our real-life needs with artificial stimulation.
And the big commercial success of Animal Crossing goes to show that there's a market for it. So what is this community simulation genre? Well, pretty much exactly what it sounds like. I mentioned the Metaverse race in my last video, how everyone's trying to be the first to come up with the definitive, ever-evolving virtual world where people can gather and participate in all sorts of activities, not just the stuff traditionally associated with MMOs. I truly do believe that this type of game is going to be the next huge trend, and I don't think an already established game like Fortnite is going to take the crown in that category as many people are predicting. Yes, Fortnite is the game that hosted all the big name concerts, and they do have stupendous stupendous amounts of money at their disposal.
But Fortnite already has a pretty big reputation as the game where 9-year-olds flex their little soft, chubby hand muscle memory on other 9-year-olds by fucking spazzing out to build a fortress in fewer milliseconds.
I, for one, don't want to hang out in a metaverse that has Ninja Trollface Blevins as the face of it. Fortnite is primarily a PvP game, and I think that's why it won't be the definitive metaverse. And just like we have all these different social media apps for different things, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, they all pretty much do the same things and have a lot of overlapping features, but we still like to keep our main video app separate from the main image app, separate from the main text app, etc. I think it's the same with games, and the next huge thing is going to be something entirely new. Now, is Palia part of the metaverse crowd? Possibly. I mean, you never know where people will choose to hang out the most, but I think most metaverse games are aiming to give you total sandbox freedom, whereas Palia does advertise a lot of freedom, but also seems to have a very clear niche. And I'm glad it does, because I'm totally in love with the setting and atmosphere of the universe. Do I think it's fascinating that some sociopath mastermind built a mega time and space bending casino emporium with its own economy and laws in Habbo Hotel? Sure, but you understand how that can be a little overwhelming. Sometimes I prefer to play around within the boundaries of what mentally healthy developers came up with for us. Now, I know I'm the first to instantly buy into all the marketing lies games constantly shower us with, but even I've been burnt enough times to know that a lot of studios oversell and underdeliver. So this is a possibility that I always keep in mind. But I feel like I can loosen up a little with Palia just because of the credentials of the team behind it. The studio Singularity 6 is made up of 50 plus devs with previous experience working at studios such as Blizzard, Riot, Epic, Sony, and Zynga. They raised a total of $49 million for this game, so investors obviously see potential in it as well. Let's get into all the juicy details about the actual game now. I want to give you just the important stuff because I'm already imagining how many times I'm gonna have to loop the trailer to fill all the space, but the Discord is a very welcoming place and the best place to go to get more info on your own. So the game is set in a high fantasy world that has these very 2021 aesthetics, kind of like a mix between Fortnite, World of Warcraft, Breath of the Wild, like what a lot of stuff nowadays looks like. Stylized, vibrant, colorful, and pretty. There's a day-night cycle and dynamic weather system that will impact a wide variety of the gameplay content, which I thought was pretty cool. This world is supposedly rich in lore and set to evolve constantly over years and years to come as long as people are still playing the game. This goes for size as well. The initial world will be smaller but will expand over time as the story progresses. If you're a complete total hermit with a disdain for society, you will actually still be able to play this game. Some things will be much easier in groups, and some things will likely only be possible in co-op, but the devs have mentioned that it's just as fun to play alone. And on top of this, they're trying to undermine the sense of falling behind when you don't play consistently, so if they succeed in this, you won't be tempted to log in daily to go fetch some old man's foot fungus cream for the 10th time this week, just to fulfill your bullshit tasks and get some measly reward for it. You should be able to jump into this game whenever you want and play for as long as you please without feeling like you're missing out. Palia, being a community simulation game, has a very different focus compared to a traditional MMORPG. Things that are considered side activities in traditional MMOs such as crafting, gathering, and housing make up the core loop and primary gameplay systems of Palia. So you'll be able to fish, hunt, cook, farm, mine, catch bugs, probably lots of other similar activities. There will also be guilds, which in this game are called neighborhoods. These allow you to partner up with other players, and there's supposedly a ton of features for the neighborhood system that we don't yet know of, but obviously you can partake in team activities to earn rewards. Don't worry about anyone snatching your loot or anything like that though. Like I said, Palia's #1 priority is trying to eliminate the negative impact players can have on each other to encourage collaboration rather than competition. So yes, this game is actively trying to avoid most competitive elements. However, the devs believe that not every competition is necessarily stressful and toxic and For example, if you play cards with your family on a camping trip, that technically is PvP. Get wrecked in solitaire, mom. But it's much more chill than fucking shooting each other, so probably expect to see some optional low-stakes competitive elements that will never give you some major rewards or an edge over other players. Stuff like races, cooking competitions, or interior design contests. There will be no traditional class system, instead the progression is most likely skill-based, so you're flexible to build your character however you want and specialize in skills you like using the most. As an example, you could choose to be a dragon monk. Yes, I also have no idea what that means, but it sounded cool, so I wanted to mention it. If your virtual waifu collection isn't giving you enough emotional fulfillment, don't worry. Like in most other farming sims, you'll be able to build relationships with people, including romance. There's no set genders in the game, and whatever body type you choose won't affect which NPCs you can romance. Even if the feature won't be available on launch, it is very likely that marriage will also be added down the line, with a possibility of children as well. Last but definitely not least, last but most actually, the customization. This game is basically centered around customization. Player, house, land, everything. Drip is important in Palia. You're gonna have a wide variety of clothing to choose from, and again, the launch items are just a small part of what will be added over time, which goes for all other cosmetics as well. You're gonna be given a plot of land and the ability to build a house on it however you like. I assume it's not gonna be exactly Sims level home building where you just take a wall and fucking drag it. My guess is you'll be given some preset components to play around with. This is a major part of the game, so they plan to give you a lot of freedom in how you design your home, and this goes for exterior as well as interior. The game will launch with over 1,000 decorative items, and you're going to be able to organize and place them wherever you want, and that's just the beginning. For example, they started the pre-alpha without the ability to customize wallpaper, but they added it halfway through, so now it's a system they'll be producing content for regularly. The team plans to carefully listen to the community and decide based on player feedback which features to prioritize. As for the pricing model of this game or how it handles microtransactions, the team is not ready to talk about it yet, but they have mentioned that they think players will be excited about the pricing conversation, whatever that means. That one short clip is all we've seen of the gameplay so far, but players who got in the early alpha seem to be impressed with how much there is to do in it already. I don't know, man, I'm excited. Remember that Doom Animal Crossing meme? That basically sums up my taste in games. I love to run around hell slaughtering disgusting demons just as much as I love to decorate my cartoony beach house and tend to the plants in the back garden. Maybe I'll apply to their creator forum, so if I'm added as a pre-alpha tester, I'll make a video about it. If you guys are as excited as I am, I don't know. If you've made it this far, then I assume you are. Just another small threat, a reminder, peep the Patreon. I'd like to form a nice little community there, so if a few of you join, I will be active on there. Even $3 is more than any single person would ever contribute through AdSense, so of course, all the money that I get on there goes towards allowing me to focus more on the channel. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe.